Before we get started, the Community Development Subcommittee meeting is in the roll call room downstairs if you're here. If you haven't already done so, we'd ask you please to turn off your cell phones. And keep in mind that these meetings are televised, and when you approach the podium, please let us know who you are, which business you represent, and you could lay your plans out on the desk next to the podium. So we have a pretty busy agenda tonight, so before we get started, I would like to introduce Lisa Weber-Yakulis, our newest board member. Tonight's her first meeting. So Lisa, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to serve with all of you on the board and to serve Radnor. I'm a longtime resident of Radnor, raised 3 kids here. I work in real estate, have been in that business for a long period of time, and here to serve the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Okay. All right, why don't we get started? And our first application tonight is DRB 2013-7, the Body of Zen at 222 Sugartown Road in Wayne for a wall sign. And I'm not sure if the applicant's here. Doesn't look as though they are, so why don't we move along? DRB 2013-8, the application at Dunkin' Donuts at 110 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for 1 awning and 2 window signs. And unfortunately, that applicant is unable to attend tonight, so we'll continue that till next month. So third on our agenda tonight is DRB 2013-9, the application of Mainline Sound and Video at 503 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for 2 awning signs. And just for a point of reference, this is in the Spread Eagle Village. Sorry.
No, it's not called Spread Eagle Village.
I'm sorry,
No,
Eagle
Eagle
Village.
Village Shops.
Eagle.
Sorry about that.
We've all had trouble letting
Yeah.
it go.
Many people have. So Pete Colabelli, owner, Mainline Sound and Video, and just petition just to switch from green to black on the 2 parking lot awnings, and the font size is actually slightly smaller, and maybe a little more traditional.
Okay, so currently you have Sombrella canvas?
Correct, and they're switching to a black, identical material from what I know.
Okay.
Yep. It's the same company, I think, that's been used throughout the village already.
Okay, and your letters will be how tall?
They actually supplied with I think there's like 6 drawings of each. They're actually slightly smaller
Okay,
because of the different font. The way it laid out is actually the slight shrinkage in actual letter size on itself.
yeah, it looks like they're going to be 6 inches, and according to
Allowing.
code, you can only have an 8-inch maximum height on your lettering on awnings. Okay. Any other questions?
What does the former tenant have? Are you replacing these in kind?
No, actually, I've been there 10 years.
Oh,
So
I
it's
see.
literally just, they're kind of weathered looking. And
You
they
change your name? Is the name?
Oh, yeah, same
Okay.
same exact thing. So it's literally just a switch in color and a slightly different font. They painted
I
the
see.
buildings a darker tan color, and the green kind of clashes a little bit. So
Understood.
honestly, it's just to make it look a little nicer.
Even though they've been there 10 years, don't you want to give him his opportunity to plug the business? It's your opportunity. Into the mic.
Okay.
The
You
3
get a two
people at
minute- you
home
get a
want to know
2-minute
what you do.
Exactly. Well, it's Mainline Sound and Video, the best audio-video retailer, custom installer available on the mainline. Anything related to home audio-video electronics.
Great.
So, with a phenomenal customer right here to vouch for us.
They do good work.
Great. And just want to make sure, is your address number on the door, or there, is it Donna,
think-
the property manager? Is that,
That's a really good
you know what,
question.
would you check with her, please? Because we're trying to get all the businesses in there to have, identification numbers and stuff like that, and she's working on something, so.
So you wanted actually the street address?
Well, check with her. I think,
Okay.
yeah, I think she'll know exactly.
Whatever the unit number
Yeah.
is within the complex,
It's a suite that goes with
mainly
suite
for the
numbers.
EMT people, in case there's an emergency,
Right.
they can go right
So you
there.
want the actual street address, suite number
Yeah.
on the
Well,
each door?
The post office
Yeah.
would like it too, but
Okay.
Yeah, just check with her on that.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. And is there any other questions or comments, Lisa?
No.
Questions?
Sounds good. I think they're doing a great job with that whole development. It's
They
really-
do it. It
Yeah.
looks much, even just the repaint alone makes the whole shopping center gives like a warmer feel, especially when you look at the old pictures. It had like a cold, older look to it.
Good.
So, yeah.
Great.
Still
Cindy,
more.
you all right?
Sure,
Yeah,
yes.
Brian, any questions, comments? No. No? Cindy, you'd like to make a motion?
Sure.
Thank you.
I have
In the-
no problem with it.
You have no problem? That's good. Well, good heavens. In the matter of DRB 2013-9, mainline sound and video at 503 West Lancaster Avenue, I move that we accept the proposal as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Is that it?
That's it.
Great, thanks.
You too, thanks. Okay, next on the agenda is DRB 2013-10,
Excuse me.
the
We'll just flip it
application
around,
of
yeah.
Ivymont Rosemont Associates at 1084 East Lancaster Avenue in Rosemont for 3 awnings and a facade renovation. Hi.
Good evening. I'm Patricia Michon, representing Ivymont Rosemont Associates, together with Thomas Hall of Thomas E. Hall and Associates Architects. We are submitting an application for awnings for the Lancaster Avenue side of the building in conformity with the awnings that were previously approved by the Design Review Board. If you look at current photographs of the property, as shown on the table here, previously the Papa John's and Subway awnings were approved, and the new awnings for consideration are the exact same materials, style, attachment detail, lighting, as previously approved with green Sombrella fabric.
Okay. All right. Color will match existing awnings?
Yes.
Okay. All right, there's, I know you guys were in before, and so you're saying we approved the two restaurants, Subway and
Papa John's.
Papa John's, thank you. Okay, so basically you want to do the same type awnings, same styling and everything for your new tenant?
Yes.
Okay.
For the new tenant, Insomnia Cookies,
Okay, 3 awnings.
you'll see.
And the new entrance. A new entrance?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's-
that's a big,
The facade application, the second part of the application for the new facade. You can see that the hunter green Sombrella awnings on the side facing County Line Road are in conformity with what's going to be on Lancaster Avenue.
Okay. Anybody comments on that?
Not have any problem.
I think it
it
looks
looks
good.
nice.
So I like the new facade change. It breaks
I
up
do
that, nicely done, like, breaks up that line, that long expanse of,
Compliments to our architect, Tom Hall.
nice job, Tom.
Okay. And again, the size of the cookies, lettering size will be less than 8 inches?
I thought
Correct.
you meant the
In
actual
conformity.
cookies. I'm like, what are the cookies going to be like?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That shouldn't be a problem. There's a pole sign out there. Are you going to add the cookie store to the pole sign or not?
I think we've reached the maximum capacity we were in before for the pylon, and we
Right.
cannot add anything.
Okay, so no changes to the pylon then?
Correct.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you have some facade renovations you'd like to show us?
The facade is here with the, continuing the brick structure, the wrought iron below the awnings that are being installed, denoting the tenant space with the door.
We've also duplicated
Tom, I'm sorry. You want to use that? Is it easier?
I'm sorry. This is,
Okay.
I'm Tom Hall, the architect.
Yes.
We've also duplicated the entablature entranceway from the county line facade over to the Lancaster Avenue facade at the entrance doors to the common areas of the building. We've created an access point with arched brickwork and, of course, the railings to access this particular tenant at that level for easier access, where you see the 3 Insomnia awnings.
Tom, the lamps over top of the awnings,
Yes.
Did we approve those at the last meeting?
Yes.
We did.
And we included, again, more copies of the same awning details with lighting and lighting samples.
Okay.
So those lamps will illuminate the colored Sombrella awnings in the evenings. We felt that this was a simplistic elevation and worked well with what was already approved on the county line side. We also intend to change the roof material with new shingles, and that was approved. I believe that was approved last meeting.
Yeah, I had that
Yes.
in my notes that we did, yeah.
That's existing conditions.
Looks good. Your change looks good.
So,
It really does. I think
We
it really
also-
improves the building.
A lot.
thank you. The shutters will be replaced and painted a dark color as well. Or, evergreen color with paneled shutters.
Okay.
Give the building some punch.
Any comments about the renovations or?
looks
Just a
great.
question, oh, sorry, it looks great. I just have a question, it has no bearing on the application, but the awnings are decorative, not, they don't actually provide shelter when you go up the stairs there to the cookies place, right?
They are primarily decorative. They do extend. They're about 2 feet off the building.
Oh, okay, just curious.
So there's some weather protection there, especially at the doorway.
Okay. Brian, any comments?
Is that the
questions?
actual roof pitch you're showing? Looks like it's a little bit lower in the existing.
It's the angle of the photo, I believe.
When an architect draws an elevation, it's a drawing that you never see an elevation because everything is looking straight on.
No, I understand that. I just
So
did.
the photograph will show a pitch that appears to be much slighter in pitch. But if you were to get on a 20-foot ladder and look straight at that building, you'd probably see roughly that much roof as you see on that rendering. But it's an interesting question. We're not anticipating changing the roof pitch either.
Good idea. Good thinking.
Okay.
Well, you made a very uninteresting building infinitely more interesting.
Thank you.
Okay. I noticed there's no change in landscaping.
There's not much landscaping there.
Okay. And again, you probably heard with the last applicant, the address number, we probably told you before. You
Yes.
probably have it up somewhere
We
prominently.
intend to keep the address where it's currently located above the entrance doorways is 1084. It will be within the height regulations
Great. Yeah.
on the glass.
Okay. Any other comments, questions?
Looks
Tony, all right? Okay.
greatly
Any
improved.
questions for us? No. Okay.
Thank
Somebody
you.
like to make a motion?
Thanks, Brian.
Cindy?
Sure.
Thanks.
I always like the easy ones. In the matter of DRB 2013-10, Ivymont Rosemont Associates LP, 1084 East Lancaster Avenue, I move that we accept the proposal as presented for the facade changes and the 3 awnings on the Lancaster Avenue wall.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thanks, Tom. Thanks. Okay, thanks. All right, next on the agenda is DRB 2013-11, the application of Remax Fine Homes at 220 Sugartown Road in Wayne for a one-wall sign.
Hi.
If you want to use them on here.
Hi, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis, how you doing?
Hi, yes.
Okay,
Hi. I'm Dennis McLaughlin from Denron Signs. I'm representing Remax Fine Homes that's going to be moving into Devon Square there on Sugartown, facing Sugartown Road in Devon Square. They have approximately, it's like 23 to 25 foot frontage. And we're just looking for a channel letter sign. And those letters are mounted directly onto the facade and then wired from behind. They're 5 inches deep and lit with LEDs. The letters are 18 inches and 14 inches on the facade there.
They're backlit channel.
Yeah, backlit channel letters like the other ones in the center, except for
So
Ella's.
the background glows, but the letters themselves don't glow.
The letters light up, just like the nail salon and GameStop around the corner. Ella's is the reverse of that. They're reverse channel letters that we did
Oh,
there.
okay.
Okay. Dennis, I'm sorry, the sign facing area, which the letters would be attached to, how wide is that?
That's 48 inches high. Then there's like a portion that protrudes out above it, that's 6 inches high, and the portion down below, it's about 8 inches high.
Okay. So there's 48 inches
48 inches
Right.
of where we could actually attach the
available
letters to.
space. Okay. Well,
You have any alternative designs?
Well, we could go to, came with a backup in case.
Thought you might.
Take it. I'm sorry,
They're
Dan.
both the same square footage. I just wanted to, they're both the same square footage.
Thanks.
If we went all onto one line, we could do that, which the measurements are on the page behind it. They're 18-inch for Remax as well, and then Fine Homes beside it. And then the logo is the same height as the R and Remax, right around there. So I think this was like 20.1 square feet. The first one, this is like 20.8 or something.
I prefer this design. I don't know how any others feel. This just looks a little imposing with the logo that big and
Okay.
taking up that much space in that facade area.
I think the linear version is more pleasing than the stacked version.
Okay.
The stacked version is kind of crowded.
My clients disliked it because that's the way it's been at various Remaxes around. And,
Right.
you know, when you're talking with franchises, I have to try to present it that way first, the way they would
Sure.
like things.
Yeah.
Dennis, you know, the other thing is naturally, Ella's has gotten 18 inches. The nail salon has 18 inches. We're trying to keep some consistency.
Right, well, I wrote it up that way.
Right.
When I submitted Ella's, we tried for 24 inches, which was actually allowed back then. And it still is square footage wise, but you guys shrunk it up to 18 inches. So I rewrote all the specs for the landlord for future tenants, saying that they had to stay to 18 inches or below.
But I don't think 24 inches was allowed. I don't think we've given anyone 24 inches. Maybe in Tredyffrin, they've done 24 inches.
Yeah,
'Cause
around the
yeah,
corner,
that
we went a
building
lot
is-
larger and
yeah.
everything, but,
Because that's in Tredyffrin. But on the Radnor side, we don't generally
I
do.
mean, even down at the.
well, it doesn't say anything about the height of the letters
Right.
in the write-up. It just says square footage.
Right.
So
Yeah.
when we laid it out, it was 24, but you guys reduced this
Right,
to
right.
18.
Yeah, we're trying to keep some consistency like we've done down at the old Acme Center, you know, with the Five Guys and Paneras and stuff like that. And I think it really looks good, and we've, you know, those guys come in sometime, they want 30 inches, 36 inches, and,
Right.
you know, like I say, try to keep some consistency and.
Well,
the
it's
signs don't have to be that
written
big.
up in their, it's attached to their lease now
Okay.
when it comes
Right.
into there. So
I know
that's the way we have it.
I mean,
Cindy, you like the linear version.
I like the linear version. One of the things I like about it is we gave Ella's 18 inches, but that's all I think it's just Ella's Bistro.
Ella's Bistro.
And
There's a little logo leaf
Yeah, they have a
that
little
sticks
thing.
up maybe
Right.
another 8 inches or
so
something.
this would be 18 inches within that, I don't know if you call it, what do you call that, fascia board, or within that
Sign band.
the sign panel? It would be the same 18 inches. With the stacked one, I thought it looked crowded in there. This way, I think the next one, the next application, and the next will all be more linear, carry along that line that we created with
And
Ella's
the Remax
Okay.
ought to be centered in that
space.
fascia. It looks a
Right.
little bit top-heavy.
I went
in
over
this
and
one.
looked. Oh, well, let me show it to Brian.
So that's,
Do you want to see this, Brian?
It should be centered between, and that's 18 inches.
That's 18,
That's 4
yeah.
feet, it should be in the center line. It should be in the
Oh,
2-foot
this
center
one.
line.
Oh, this is during construction,
Yeah,
that's
they
why it
always
looks like
do
that.
in between.
Yeah, I guess
I
that.
know.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think this was the application, that's 48. Yeah, this is from the application.
and there's the nail salon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right to the right of where Remax is
Right,
going.
right. Okay.
It's just a personal thought, so I don't know if it's appropriate to comment, but would you consider justifying or aligning the text, the bottoms of the text? It's kind of like you have the fine homes, you have them centered, whereas if you kind of held a bottom line there, where you drop this line down to here,
Then you have
Might-
the F dropping below the line, though.
which might be nice.
It might be a
Because
nice
I'm
break.
thinking I mean, the two fonts are so dissimilar, it might tie them together. It might be the one thing that, it's just I don't know. I don't know if it's appropriate to,
It's always good. I think it's always good to share. The design review
If
board.
it's okay with the franchise, I guess I can do that too. or
I'm
whatever.
okay either way, I guess.
How do the others?
They get very specific in those things and everything.
I'm sorry, Brian, could you just tell us again exactly?
Yeah, it looks like the center line of the Fine Homes font is in line with the center line of the Remax font. I was thinking that it should be aligned at the bottom of the texts, so that the F did drop below.
Yeah.
But it would kind of give it more of a, it would hold them together.
Yeah, I agree with you, personally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree with that, and also what Tony was saying about having the whole thing centered
Right.
in that space.
Well, that'll make a difference on centering now because that tail will go below, but yeah, we will center that bottom line between the two projecting areas. in
You're
that
going to
48 inch.
justify the bottom of the Remax with the, not the F, but the lowercase text, right?
Mhm.
So it'll be bottom justified.
Right, and that'll be lined up with the bottom of Remax on the left. The lowercase letters in Fine Homes. So we'll center it that way.
Okay.
That's it.
And you'll keep a straight line with the nail salon and Ella's, so it'll be
Oh,
consistent?
right.
Right,
Right.
okay. I know we ran into a problem down at the, down where Staples is, down in Villanova,
I see.
and the 5 stores out front, they're a little,
I
you
guess.
know, they're not straight line, doesn't look that good, so,
I'll let my men know that.
Okay. all right. All right, so square footage requirements, you're going to meet that. You're,
The-
What did you all decide our sign was going to be?
We just,
here you go, Ted, or, there's a couple extras.
I'm Chuck Barbera from Remax Fine Homes.
Aha, we didn't know you were here.
they want it like this, but then the bottom of these letters would line up with the bottom of the, you know, like, the bottom of the
So this
lowercase.
would drop below, so it
Yeah,
wouldn't be a straight line.
the tail would be a little bit below the X, like.
Okay.
So it'd all be in one line, and then it'd be centered in that area.
Does that work for you as far as lighting and stuff like that?
Yeah, that'd be no problem.
It'll look good.
Okay.
It'll be more consistent with the shopping center, the 2 existing businesses that are in there now.
Okay. Is, so I guess we can't really go back to the first one in question. We're at this one?
No. Yeah, that first one's already out.
Okay.
Is this a new location for you, or
It is.
a whole new, where were you before? or what's-
We were agents at Keller Williams across the parking lot at Devon Square 2, and we're reaching our life goals of owning our own franchise. So,
Great.
Congratulations.
thank you.
When do you think you'll be, are you already in there?
No, this build-out still needs to happen. This is one of the steps before we're ready, hopefully in April, as long as everybody is in agreement with how we do it.
Good, that's great.
All right. Then, just a couple other questions. So no raceway, just going to be channel letters mounted right?
Yeah, all those
Right.
in that center directly onto the
Exactly,
wall.
okay. There's a monument sign out there. Are you going to have your Remax sign on the monuments?
I think that's between Dave McManus, the
Okay.
guy that handles the center, and them.
Right,
But
We are not out of the gate. I believe they're going to be requesting another monument or some other alternative at some point, whether it's on the Radnor Township side or
Okay.
the Tradiffer, I'm not sure.
okay.
I'm
Well, if it's
going-
Radnor, we'll see you again then. Yeah,
I'm going for a variance at the end of the month for a larger pylon on the Tradifferent entrance. So
okay,
there's not enough panels, so he might not be on this side
right,
for the Sugartown Roads sign.
okay.
We won't be on.
So if he's on one, it's probably going to
Right.
be on a different side if that gets approved for over there.
Okay, all right.
If we're not, we just have a little bit bigger.
And then your window signage, you're allowed to use up to 20% of your available window space? Okay, no more.
Out of the gate, we don't plan on much window signage at all.
I
But
didn't think so, but just to let you know. And again, the address number, you'll talk to your
Address
landlord about
number's
that.
already on there.
It's already on there, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, when that was built, you guys told us to put it on every door and everything.
Okay.
He's so obedient. I like that.
Hey, Dennis, I think I know the answer, but the balloon logo, naturally, that'll be dimensional, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just like the channel letters. It'll be 5 inches deep. It's going to be a flat face, but it'll have a full-colored, translucent digital print on it, so it lights up like that in the evening.
Oh, okay, it's not going to be,
Not rounded, no.
it's not going to be rounded like a balloon as such.
No, it's just going to be flat.
Right.
But the way the digital print is, it'll appear that way.
Okay. I mean, is it too hard to fabricate them?
Well, it's just a lot more expensive to
Okay.
get one. If I could do it for 100 Remax locations, it'd be worth
I got you.
doing, but if you do one form
Right.
face like that, it gets outrageous.
Okay. All right. Just asking. I don't want to. Yeah. Okay. Questions, comments? Lisa?
I'm satisfied with the way that looks.
Okay. You like the new design? Okay. Tony?
No problem.
Okay. Brian?
Looks good.
Cindy?
Like it?
Okay. Who's going to make the motion?
Okay.
Right. You're hot.
See if I get it. I'm not, so let's just wait and see if we get it all right. Okay, the matter of DRB 2013-11, I move that we accept the second proposal presented to us by Dennis, which shows a linear format for the logo, and that the word Fine Homes be dropped down so the line is justified with the bottom of Remax, and that the whole sign be centered within the signage band,
We're lined up with Ella's and.
or lined up with Ella's.
Right. Yeah. Follow the line.
That's, I think, as much as I have.
Like, you maybe just mentioned if there's change in a monument sign, I'll have to come in.
Oh, and if you change the monument sign,
Sure.
you'll
Okay.
come back and see us again.
Okay. All right. The applicant is
Are you-
okay with this?
Are you happy with this?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank
all right.
you.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Good luck.
you.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay. Okay, next on the agenda is DRB 2013-12, the application of Bach to Rock, America's Music Store at 226-228 Sugartown Road for 2 wall signs, and this is in the same shopping center.
Oh,
I thought Dennis might be able to use some moral support. I'm Dave Leonard, with the owner of Bach to Rock. My wife is here with me, so we'll join in the discussion if that's okay.
Sure.
Are you new in the township? Are you new in the township?
Yeah, this actually is a
I'm-
startup business.
I'm sorry.
It's brand new.
Sir,
to-
you want to use the mic, the handheld, or? We got a lot of viewers at home.
It's actually the first Bach to Rock in Pennsylvania. There are 6 in the DC area.
Well, tell us about it.
I will. Let me put the mic down for just a minute. I thought maybe, I have a few pictures that might do a better job of explaining things than what I can do. These are just some interior shots of the actual, oops, I guess you don't need that one. Yeah, I guess we need to make sure we're not upside down. These are actually from the new franchise location that opened on Long Island, so our design will be very similar. Our goal is really to give kids a place to learn music, not only learn an instrument, but to play with other kids in bands and learn from a social standpoint how to work together as a team, and also do a little performing so that they get a chance to actually go up and see their parents will get to see what they've learned and play as a group. So you can see the facility itself is designed really with that in mind. We have a kind of a multi-purpose area where the kids can perform as a band. Obviously, there are also solo and recital-type performances. We have a recording studio. When we do a party for kids as a birthday party, they go home with a CD. We would typically put the birthday person as the star. They might sing the lead on a song, and we would help them produce a little CD to take home with them. And we run summer camps, so during the summer you can come in for a week, depending on your age, be grouped with other students your age, and they learn 2 or 3 songs again as a band. And at the end of the week, they perform a little concert for their parents and also get a CD to take home with them as a kind of reminder of the work they were doing in the summer. So that's the overall. Of course, we do individual lessons as well.
What about seniors?
Yes,
Yeah, it
you
looks
have
like-
to come during the day, though, because I think the noise level in the evening might get to your ears. But during the day, we'd love to have you. Love
Sounds
to.
like fun.
Okay. All right, Dennis.
Get those out of the way, yeah.
Dennis, all told, there's going to be 6 stores then, right, in the center?
Or it could be less if somebody takes 2 stores like.
Okay.
Well, we actually have 2.
You have 2?
Right.
Okay, so Remax will have 1.
Right, and then you mentioned that.
Yeah, this
Zen-
other fellow who didn't show tonight is Body of Zen.
Right.
Now, Body of Zen, I believe, is going to go next to you guys at Remax.
Right,
And then there's,
then there's the Oasis Tree. and-
right, we're going to have an applicant next month, I believe, come in. That'll be next to Zen. And then I guess you guys will fill up the end, right?
Well, the last 2 years.
Okay, so that'll pretty much complete it then. Okay. All right, good. Okay, Dennis.
So on this particular job, there's a 55-foot frontage on the, for his 2, or for Dave's 2 stores and everything. And we have, this is another franchise, and they sent me different ways that other stores are set up and everything. And the way that you see it here is, you know, with the stars on either side and underneath the B and the K and everything, that was all specified on how it had to be and things of that nature. So this is 15.9, like 15 3/4 inch high letters saying Bach the Rock, and then 8 3/4 inch letters having America's Music School, which is, overall, it's about 40 square feet on that facade and everything, which is a good size, I think, for the length of that building and everything, or his frontage.
Yeah, you're allowed up to 70 in that
Right.
location, so you're well
Still
within
in
that.
that 4-foot tall fascia,
That's correct,
just like the previous tenant that we,
Right, now this is not a little shallower in height where the other one was like 33 inches, this is like 30 inches on the facade.
Dennis, can we see the other plans? Or some other ideas?
The secret, get the secret plans out.
Yeah.
Dennis didn't have any gray hair until we started talking about this. Our franchisor has some very definite ideas about how to do this.
They know how many years I've had. Just doing.
I'm sorry, you want to grab that mic again to handle?
So if that certain way's not approved, Bach the Rock didn't want America's Music Store to the right,
Oh,
so it would just be 18-inch letters with the logo Bach the Rock if the first way wasn't approved. Which would be like 25 square feet for the sign there.
Well, Dennis, how do you think they would feel about going back to the original sign and trying to do 18 inches in total?
Well, they did provide us with some information, which I'd like to share with you here. I guess Caltech has...
I'm sorry, again, can you use a handheld mic? Thank you.
Caltech has published some information on readership in terms of signs, and I think the issue we were getting into is we have about 150 feet from the road
Yep.
in terms of distance, And when you start getting down below about 13-inch in letterings, they really are not readable anymore at that distance. So I think our best option really was to use just the logo, the name, and not try to squeeze in at a 5-inch height the tagline that's on there.
Plus, the way the sign is, the first way I showed you, the letters were 8 3/4, America's Music. I really can't make them smaller than that to get the bends and the lighting and
Gotcha.
everything.
Well, interesting point, because they wouldn't be able to be read anyway, based on this. Right? You
Well,
wouldn't
the
be able to,
The effective distance, I think, at like 150 feet, yes, ideally, they would be at least 15 inches high.
but the America's Music Store, is that what it says down there?
It's actually music schools.
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
excuse
music
me.
school, I
Yeah.
thought so.
Mhm.
It's America's Music, and it's a good line, because I didn't know what Bach to Rock is, but
Right, you might
if
think
8
it's a
inches
music
can't be
school.
read at 150 feet, then you know, people from Sugartown Road won't, am I missing something?
Well,
You're
you
saying
know,
that
there is two measurements here. If you look at the middle column, it says maximum readable distance, so that means
Okay.
at, say, 8 inches, you could go 350 feet and be
Oh.
visible. However, in terms of impact, in other words, having some effect on the sign, it drops down to 80 feet. So depending on which number you use, I guess you can make a case either way. My own feeling is you'd want to go for the readable impact as opposed to just being visible as if they were, you know, reading it from afar. It's not an eye test.
Yeah,
And we did discuss moving the America's Music School to a horizontal plane, much like what you saw with the real estate firm. But they were totally opposed to that, and we had a really lengthy discussion about it, and that was not an option that they wanted us to even discuss, frankly.
I guess your other option, again, is you can use some of your available window space, if you can come up maybe with a neon or whatever
Right.
for your American Music School
That's
tag
interesting.
there.
Yep.
You can use up to 20% of that available window space, which, you know, you're going to have a lot of window there, so.
We do have quite a bit of glass.
Yeah, so that's an option for you.
That was my thought, too, once we came down to this.
Right. I mean, what do you guys feel? Lisa? Any-
I like the linear version, I like the putting neon in the window. If that's.
so you like removing America's Music School?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, I think it's,
Or just Bach to Rock?
right.
Lisa, what do you think?
I actually don't mind the America's Music School. I think it kind of balances the sign a little bit. What I'm trying to visualize is how the whole strip is going to look. But I just have to, because the Remax, and, I mean, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
Yeah.
understand Tony's point about keeping it all linear, but I almost feel like as the anchor store, it kind of helps to balance it a little bit. Is the color scheme set?
Square footage on it.
Those are their PMS.
That is their standard, okay.
It's going to be a very busy shopping
Right,
center.
that's what I'm
You're
trying
right.
to kind of figure out, but.
No, we will be on the monument sign.
You
so
will?
We will have a sign.
Oh.
there.
Now, Bill, will they have to come back for that monument plate? Excuse me, Bill? Okay.
Excuse me.
Checking that out. Brian, what do you think on this?
Yeah, that's correct. It was not on the application.
Okay, so we'll ask you to come back for the monument plate. Okay.
I think I like it better without the America's Music School.
Just a plain Bach to Rock with the logo.
I think the original submission would be a lot bigger than anything else that we're allowing in there.
Okay, yeah, good.
Hey, go ahead, Dennis. We'll wait for you. Let's take a second there while Brian gets a glass of water.
Well, Brian makes a good point, because if we allow this stacked I like the Bach to Rock with America's Music under it also, because I think it lightens the Bach to Rock, which is so heavy. Those letters are,
Yeah, I'll give it.
yikes, they're really weighty. But everybody has 18 inches. At least that's the thing that we have that's consistent across the face of the building.
Right,
Right.
the one thing I was wondering with that, though, is this the only front that's a double front?
Yes.
Is it the only building that's like, it's twice as wide as all the rest of them?
Well, I guess Ella's has got some pretty good
that's true.
frontage,
Yeah,
too.
with the corner that Atlas has, it's probably a
It's the
similar
same.
total,
Right.
but we're the only one on that side that has two.
But on the
units.
Sugartown exposure,
Sugar-
Got it.
you're
Yeah,
right.
that's
That's
right.
the biggest
Right.
Right.
space.
Yeah, that's 55 feet, I believe, the frontage on this. I think the other stores are maybe 25 roughly.
Right.
So about half
Yeah,
of that.
that's about right.
Roughly.
So, let me just ask a question. Next to Ella's is Remax.
No, the nails.
No,
Oh, the
It's
nail,
nail
that's the
salon.
that's the
I
nail
think we
salon.
have a
Okay.
mainline
So
day spa
Right.
in there.
The,
too, right?
the nail salon. And
Yeah.
then you guys,
Then you guys. There's a new food operation going in,
Yeah.
I think, maybe next to you.
Yeah.
So- Right, so there's a Oasis Cafe, have you heard of them?
Oasis Cafe, where's
Mhm.
that from?
They're good.
They'll be right next to us.
So it's going to be Bacca Rock, the cafe,
Mm-hmm.
Paro Zen.
Right. Then the
You-
Remax,
No, nail, yeah, you guys, nail salon, Ella's.
right,
Okay,
that's it.
right.
Because
Guys,
the
then?
stacked Bacca Rock, America's Music School, is the same height as the stacked Remax we just looked at.
I think the Remax, wasn't it a little larger?
A few inches.
I think
I
it's
Just a-
three
yeah.
inches or something.
I would have to go with remove the America's, oh, I'm so sorry, America's Music School,
Right.
and simplify it. Even though I like, if it was just a standalone building, I would like the mix, but
I mean, would it be ideal to have America's Music School to the right, but they just wouldn't go for
We
it.
we got outvoted.
oh, actually, that would have been really busy too.
Yeah, maybe too much, man. Well, between the monument sign, the window
Right.
idea, I think we can get America's Music School presented as
yeah.
part of our total signage.
Good.
So
You good? I'm
has the
sorry.
board approved, there are three signages apart from these that have not been approved, right? The Zen, the.
Mhm. Right.
Is there some way, and I don't want to hold anybody up, but is there some way, maybe at least before the next few are approved, of just getting a sketch, like an overall sketch of what the whole building's going to look like?
Well, I guess,
Is that-
Well, I
Or you
mean,
can't really,
I mean, I'm proposing signs to the Oasis tree. I don't have that job yet, though, but, you know, I've given them like 5 or 6 sketches, so they haven't chosen which way they want. Now, they did speak with Bob about ways to go and things like that. So, you know, I'll call them now, and once we determine these two, I'll mention to the Oasis tree fellow whether he uses me or not, just so, you know, he's aware of that. I don't know the people from Zen, though. I wasn't contacted from them.
yeah,
it would just be nice if there was an overall.
right, you could see it
Yeah.
all laid out, yeah, exactly. Yeah, unfortunately, they'll come in.
Right.
Kind of sporadically and stuff, so. But, you know, we try to work in it with what we've done for Ella's and the mainland nail salon or whatever it's called, day spa, and kind of work from there. Try to keep some
Keep it
consistency,
consistent,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did ask building owners in the past, when they had multiple cells, to do that and oversee that so that we get a consistency from A, B, C, D, E tenant.
So in
Maybe
the
we should
future,
revisit that with the building owner, but I think we're kind of downstream now with this one, so.
Yeah.
right, so,
Let's go with something tonight, get it done.
so in the future, we'll go one line 18 inches then,
Sounds wise.
right?
Well, I think that's in the ballpark of, you know. Yeah. You don't, I'm sorry, go ahead,
I
Dennis.
think with, not to get off this subject, but I think the Oasis tree might be, they took out the word "the." I think they might have like an 18-inch logo, their palm tree or whatever. Oasis tree, juice bar, all one line.
Okay.
Because nobody knows what Oasis tree is if they just put that up.
They didn't-
I did have versions with letters underneath and everything, or even a channel shape with the word juice bar in it.
Dennis, length of this here compared to the Remax. You have it?
Is
Yeah.
that attached to that? Oh, the length, this is
I-
214,
214, okay.
right, and Remax was, I think, 177 or something, so.
Okay. I just don't want it
The
to be
one you just
lost.
showed us, this one, is 214?
No, the,
201.
The one with, America's,
No, when I had that underneath of it. This one is,
There we go.
this one's
201,
201.
I'm sorry, okay.
Yeah, 201.
Remax is, Remax with Fine Homes on the end
Yeah.
was 177, I believe. I think it's on the back of it.
Yep.
Yep.
177.
Okay.
Right, 177, this one's 201. This one's on a much larger facade.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my thought is, I don't think it's going to get lost in that building.
Okay.
You know, I don't know, what do you guys feel? For a store that has a 55-foot frontage, is that adequate lengthwise? I kind of think it is.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
What would you do, though? Spread the letters out?
No, I think
Okay.
it's adequate. I was just
Yeah, I
asking
think
a
it's
question.
adequate.
Yeah.
Well, what we were hoping is if it did come down to Bacharach, that we could do that corner logo, which points towards people coming down Sugartown and into the center that way.
Right.
Because you mentioned
Yeah.
that when we were doing Ella's, that he could have a logo
Right.
on the side.
You're on a corner property, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That's just one logo, which is 32 by 37.
You guys have any problem with that logo on the side? At least and I think for Brian also.
You
That
have it.
was put in the code book specifically for almost like downtown Wayne, like Wayne Jewelers, where they front North Wayne Avenue and Route 30 or Blue Mercury, so they can get signage on both roads. So where there is a road on a corner, they can get two signs. So,
And even though that's larger, you won't view that along with the other signs on that wall.
Right.
Did you see that logo, Lisa?
I did, yes,
Okay.
and I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And naturally, Dennis, you'll reduce that to 18.
Oh, really?
The logo?
What do you think?
Well, I think it's a little large right now. It's 32 in height,
37 and a half.
37 and a half.
Yeah, is that R bigger than the 18? I mean, can you bring the R down to 18? It looks like that R's got to be,
I can bring the R down to 18 and see how that comes out. It might be, you know, 28 inches or something then. Because if you shrink it down to 18,
Yeah.
it's really not going to do, I don't think it's going to look right on that side.
No, I think it's going to look funny on the building there. What I'm trying to think, is there any other situations where we'll be put to the test, like you said on, back to Rock, that you gave them this big logo, now you have to give it elsewhere. I think
I
this
see.
shopping center is unique, and we just have to address it that way.
Okay.
And it's the back wall. There's nobody else that's going to go on that back wall, is there?
The so-called sidewall here?
Yeah, the sidewall. There's nobody else that's going to go there.
No, there's a loading dock
And-
right behind us.
Yeah,
so
and you
that's-
you wouldn't really be able to see it if you went too small. Maybe the 18, which would make the letters above it,
Right, go 18 on the R.
and bring the rest down
Right.
proportionally.
So that might be like 28 or 29 inches, something like that.
I'm okay with that.
Good,
yeah.
that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and you maxed out your colors, you're allowed 4 colors, so you're right on the money with that.
Remember that, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
right. Okay. All right, again, we mentioned you'll come back for the monument sign.
Correct,
If-
uh-huh.
Okay. Window signage 20, the address number, we're all taken care of there. Okay. What do you guys think, Tony? You all right? Lisa?
Good.
You're good?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Brian, Cindy?
Okay, I'm
Okay,
good.
so we like this better then, correct? Is that
We like this? Yes.
Yes.
right? Okay, everybody's kind of in agreement. Okay. The applicant?
It's
You're-
okay?
you're-
And how about the logo on the back wall? So,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can- Yeah, thanks.
I'm not sure if you can actually make this out. There actually is some artwork here with a guitar player who's kind of shaped in here.
Oh.
So we'll have to see when we bring that down. I think it'll be fine, though.
okay, good.
Okay, and I guess, Bill, you're going to want new plans for the files and everything, right? With everything?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for both of these, we'll need that.
Right.
Yeah, I'll give you adjusted sketches and everything.
He doesn't need to
Okay.
come back in, does he?
No, only
No.
if he adds signage later to the monument or what have you. So, okay. Dennis, you're all right? You
Yeah.
have a problem handling this? Okay.
That's why we came in with the alternatives, just so
Right.
they wouldn't be backed up another month.
Okay. And again,
Oh,
if-
when do they open? That's going to be exciting.
okay. And again, if if you end up doing a neon or different signage in the
Then I'll come in
window,
for another
you'll be in for
permit.
that. That'll be considered permanent signage.
Right.
Okay, and you'll have to come in. Okay. All right. So
And you said 20%?
20, you know, Bill, can I ask you a
I
quick question
don't
on
think
that?
we'll get close to it, but
Okay. Bill, this is zone C1. Why wouldn't it be planned business?
I'm sorry, what was the question about?
The zoning on
Yes,
this is
C1,
C1?
yeah.
Why wouldn't it be planned business?
I don't know. I guess that's what it's zoned over there.
Okay, because I noticed, I was looking at Ella's and everybody else is coming in C1, because actually gives you 5% more window space
Oh, okay.
being C1 over planned business. If you're
Yeah, that
planned
must have been
business.
what the area was zoned originally.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, if it was planned business, you'd only get 15%, but C1, you're going to get 20% of your window.
Bob, that may have something to do with the office building, like where the district court's at, because
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of a business use there. And then that's probably why it was
Okay.
not, you know, I mean, that, I think, that's my guess, so.
Okay,
All right.
all right, thanks, Bill. All right, Cindy?
Okay, in the matter of DRB 2013-12, Bach to Rock, America's Music Store, I move that we accept the second design proposed, which shows only Bach to Rock and the logo, 18 inches in height, I think it's 201 inches long, centered over your space, and that we also accept the logo on the, I'm just going to call it the side or the
Sidewall.
back wall, but that it should be reduced to, bring the R down to 18 inches and the rest of the logo proportionately.
okay.
Did I get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you
Dennis.
very much.
Appreciate that.
It's a handy chart, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to make another call. I don't know if the representative from Body of Zen is here tonight? No? Okay. We'll move on to number 7 on our agenda, DRB 2013-13, the application of Bella Oliva at 113 Lancaster Avenue in Wayne. This is in the Wayne Business Overlay District for one wall side and a facade renovation. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Springer, Dames Design, and I'm representing with Stephanie Valclain, the owner of Bella Oliva. And I'll let Stephanie describe a little bit about what she's opening and the type of business that we're proposing to put in that space.
Sure. Hi, Stephanie.
It's olive oils and vinegars from throughout the world. They'll be in big stainless steel containers, and you can taste them before you buy them. So we'll have roughly 50 different varieties of olive oils and vinegars, again, from throughout the world, and then some other tabletop items just to sort of complement the olive oils.
Is this your first store?
It is,
It
yes.
is? Okay.
So is it a one only? It's not a franchise, it's
It
a...
is not a franchise, yes.
Oh, very cool.
I think this concept is really exciting.
I do.
have to tell
My
you.
office is very close. I will be in there
Yes.
guzzling.
That's great.
Okay.
So-
There's other stores of this type, though, in the area, or not?
There is a store in Ardmore and Westchester that's the same owner, and I think they own 2 others elsewhere, but we're not affiliated with
Right.
them.
But it's a national culinary trend, isn't it? I've seen a lot of these
Exactly,
types of stores.
yes.
Yeah.
Our supplier is based out of California, and they have 300 stores throughout the country.
Wow,
So we have, the supplier has a lot of experience, but we're new to the concept.
great.
I drove through Saratoga last summer, and I just happened to fall upon this store that had all these varied olive oils, and it was absolutely magical. And I said, when are we going to get one in Wayne? Now we have it.
It's a great location for it.
Sure.
Yeah, I love the visibility. It's amazing.
So are you an oleologist? Isn't there a name for it? You know that place Italy in Manhattan? I went, I had a complete lecture on olive oil.
There is training through
Yeah.
the supplier. We haven't gone out yet, but we'll do that in early March, I think.
And
So,
when do you hope to open?
Mid-April.
We'll be there.
I joined that.
Should we just bring our bread, or?
We'll do tasting parties, do all sorts of fun things.
Now, do you have it
different ways.
prepackaged in bottles, or is it from,
It comes from the supplier in these big cardboard containers with the plastic inside, and then we put them in the stainless steel containers. And you can taste from there, and then we fill the bottles from the stainless steel containers.
Are you doing the different salts?
Yeah, we'll have
that's
salts
great.
also, and other gourmet
so-
foods like, just different little items
great.
as well that, based on or related to olive oil.
When do you open? Tonight, I hope.
Is it April?
We're ready.
So we have a couple different applications in today. One is for the sign, and the other one is for some basic facade changes to kind of spruce up that little portion of the building that hasn't really been touched in a while. And you can see, is this one working right here?
Yeah, why don't you go through the facade changes first, okay?
Sure. So we've got, this picture right here is of the Larman photo space. You can see what the existing place looks like right now. You can see the brick at the top is more of a yellowy color, and then the Larman sign and the trim work around it, the fluted columns, the pent roof that's above the Larman photo sign are all kind of a browny brick red. And so part of the proposal tonight is taking and changing the color to be more like the original building. And so Stephanie has been working with colors, and one of the colors that we proposed tonight was, if you look on, did you get the drawings there of A103? And we talked about building front notes. And one of the things that we want to do is propose that we use the color Downing straw, which is a Sherwin-Williams color. And there should be some paint chips there with your work, with your application forms, but if not, I have some of the Sherwin-Williams colors here. But she matched it to the brick that was there. And the idea was that the brown and the red needed a little bit of sprucing up, and it didn't really complement what the business was. And it also looked better with the theater itself. So we are proposing to be able to do the Downing straw around, and then highlight the window and door with the Dover white, so it just kind of pops a little bit. And the additional facade work would be to put 2 lanterns, which is in the packet there, on the left and right of the Bella Oliva door. So the door that's there is staying, the window is staying, all the fluted column and trim work is staying, the pent roof is there, but we would put 2 lanterns there to illuminate. There is an existing light that is an emergency light that is there as well that will stay. So we're not removing that light, we're just putting up 2 lanterns.
You can see in the picture that it's pretty low. The landlord is okay moving it up higher, so it'll still be there. They'll just move it up higher so that we can put the 2 other lanterns.
One of the lights is right here.
Right.
And so when the retail space sign goes out of the way, it'll be, and then the lanterns will go on either side of the column right here.
I'm just going to mention something, and it's not going to change my thinking on this, but when Larman's came in and on the other side of the theater, Color Me Mine came in,
Yes,
it's all one landlord, and of course he owns the movie theater also.
yes.
So we tried to coordinate the stores, and if you notice, like Color Me Mine and the old Larman's
Yes.
were the same color, so they tried to add some consistency there, and even the signage was kind of consistent, but I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying it was right or wrong or
It
whatever.
was
but-
part of the Art Deco movie complex.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of a unified theme. Are you changing that?
Well, we're looking to change the color to more like the brick above it, and to highlight the window and the door with a little bit of Dover white, just to kind of spruce it up. It needs a little bit of a, paint job there, I think.
I
Good.
think
Little
it'll
drab.
still tie in with what's.
Well, absolutely. I mean,
It's
we're
a-
not proposing red or pink or
Right.
No,
something like that. We're just kind of trying to bring it up to the, what we're normally looking at today, and
Right.
not complement the business too.
Is the property owner okay with?
We've given all these proposals to him.
Okay,
yes.
good.
And they're aware that we're proposing these colors and have not
Right.
had an issue with it today.
Okay. 'Cause that's probably about 10, 15 years, Tony, that came in? 15
Color
years
Me
ago?
Mine? I think I was
Yeah,
on
we
the
did a
board,
lot to
wasn't it?
preserve.
Nah,
the-
I bet
We
you
did a lot to
15.
preserve the movie house, and we
Right.
tried to keep everything consistent with the
Oh,
Art
no, a
Deco
change
theme.
happened. The
But
sign broke,
When
something,
when he
yeah.
first went in. it
you're a
was
design
probably-
professional, and you're working within that,
Well,
and
and-
sympathetic to that.
Well, one thing I'll note is that there is a nice big movie theater entrance between the two
Yes.
places.
Right.
They're not side by side, and we are proposing something that complements the space and complements what's there already. And also, I mean, when I look at that space as just a passerby, I don't always get to appreciate what is so beautiful about the top part of it. I think that there's the brown, I don't think enhances as much as maybe a different color might do. And because they're not side by side and we've got some space in between and we're still sticking with the same color theme, we're just proposing, because I think it'll make the sign pop. And once you see our sign proposal piece that we'll add to the list, you can see why the color would look really
Yeah.
nice.
No, I think it's going to look really good.
I
I just
agree
wanted
with
to
you.
bring that out, that, there was some,
Absolutely.
thought that went into this, 15 years or so
absolutely.
ago.
Right.
And, it's time for change, right?
Yeah.
But it's really unified by the whole building, because it fits, it's a part of a whole. So I think that the individual shops should stand out. They have the whole building holding them together, but they should stand out individually. It's a village, and that's what you see in a village. And so,
Yes. And the two
It'll
storefronts
complement.
aren't exactly
No,
the
they're not
same
next to each other.
anyway.
They're not.
Well, and
No,
they're
Color
not
Me
the
Mine's
same. Like
sign is so
they have a
different.
mid door in the even over top of
Right.
it. We have the little roof
We have a
that they
pent
don't
roof on the
have.
side, they
Right.
don't have a pent roof, so there is
Yeah.
some differences that have already happened over the years. And I think sometimes that it's starting to look really aged, and not aged in a good sense.
Right.
Not like we're trying to bring back the 50s into your kitchen, or it's aged in a sense that it's not even, the attractiveness of it is starting to dwindle, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoping to kind of clean up the look and a nice paint job.
Good.
Well, you sound like you're aware and you're sympathetic to.
Oh,
where
absolutely.
we are.
Definitely
We
sympathetic to
appreciate
the
that.
way that.
Yeah, our
that
job
Wayne
is not
looks
to tell you
it.
what to do, it's
We
to-
both live in the township, so
Yeah.
we appreciate that.
Yeah, we don't tell you what to do, we just try and ask that
Yes.
you be sympathetic to.
Yes.
and you
Well,
have
I
been.
think-
It's beautiful.
I
Right,
think
and we
too-
pick the color based on the brick color too.
And, Stephanie wants this business to work, and it's kind of like painting a color on your wall at home. If you take a couple samples and paint them and you say, oh, this is better, one's better than the next, and I think the same approach should be taken even when you do something like this. It's put it up there. If it doesn't look great, well, then you change it. But she's done her homework, and she's working with a person that's helping her pick out the colors. So
Right.
as long as
That'll look
everybody's on
good.
board, we'd like to give
Yeah.
it a try.
I think one of the things that's so special about Wayne is the effort that's been taken through the years to restore the old buildings. So I think it's great that you're coming in and doing it in an updated way, but with that same feel, because it really is what
Yes.
makes it different. I think a lot of these other towns have beautiful old buildings, but I think Wayne has taken, extra care to restore them in a special way, and that's nice
Well,
to
and
see
you
that
think
continue.
about when you do trim work at your house, or you put all dentil molding in. Did you know that there's dentil molding under the top of the alarm and photo sign here? I'm going to show you. You can't even see it. You can't appreciate the millwork if you can't differentiate it from the walls. And that's the same as our house. We wouldn't paint a blue wall and then paint our crown molding blue too. You put white or cream or Dover white or shell white or something like that, and you can't even appreciate the detail because everything's been painted brown and brick red. But everything has a color and a time in history, but I think that this needs a little bit of pay attention to some of the intricate details that are on here, and by changing the color, we'll be able to highlight that.
Right.
It's going to be great.
Good. Okay, so you're going to paint the outside. We talked
Yes.
about that. You're going to put up 2 lights on each side of
Yes.
the door?
And so
do you
the
have the cuts
lights-
on those?
I'm sorry?
Do you have the cuts of those lights, just so we can see what
Yes,
you're going
I
to put up?
do.
Okay.
Can you hold this for a second? I'll get into it here.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
Might just be easier.
Thank you. This is in your packet as well, just a traditional barn lantern.
Okay, good.
And it's wall mount. And there's a side view.
That'll be pretty.
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Where are they going?
They are going on the 2 fluted columns right here, just right there.
Thank you.
Mhm. And then the last thing that we would be adding is to illuminate the sign. We entertained a few ideas because, like you said, you don't want to interfere with traffic and it's an intersection, everything like that. But we're not removing the pent roof. And to get an arm, like a gooseneck, to go around there makes it protrude so far, and it makes the arm so much bigger than it needs to be. So we thought there's a soffit there under, the pent roof has a little soffit underneath it, and we looked at a couple different options there, and we settled on this lighting, which is not in your packet because we started with the recessed lights, the 4-inch recess, which were, and then this was recommended by Beavis, right? Is that who?
The electrician.
The electrician for Beavis. And Stephanie will hand out some copies. It's a LED light that just shines right down on the sign.
Great.
And it'll be a strip to illuminate the sign itself, instead of individual lights, which can sometimes give you a light spot, then a dark spot, then a light spot. This will be a uniform LED light, just right down on top of the sign.
Is it
not
going to be
shining.
visible, or?
Well, the soffit doesn't overhang too far, but
Okay.
these lights, they're not deep, and it would just be pasted under the soffit, basically. So kind of like your under cabinet lighting
Right, that's
in
what I
your
was just
kitchen.
picturing.
You really
Yep.
wouldn't see them.
No.
No, you won't see unless you stand underneath and look up.
You'd just see the effect of the light.
Right, exactly, and it's a unit with the LED strip like this one is, as opposed to the original 4-inch ones that we had, is a more uniform light. So at nighttime, it'll help you read all the letters equally instead of just a couple of
Okay.
That'll look good.
Just trying to figure out how to work with the pent roof.
Yes.
As part of the, what could be mounted under there. That's how they
This is a
came up
good
with
answer.
this.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of space, but we do have enough to mount something with the Larman photo sign or the new sign projecting.
Before we talk about the sign,
Yes.
you are going to change the awning out front? not?
The awning for
Yes.
107 is part of a different, we're not going to put an awning out at all.
Okay.
That doesn't belong to you,
Oh,
right?
that- I'm sorry,
That
that's
door,
right, okay.
that's,
I thought your application had something about an awning,
No, we decided not to, no,
a
not
new
for
sign
this
and
one.
awning and removal of existing pent roof.
Yeah, the awning said 0.
Okay, so cross out the awning and
Right,
existing
it's
pent roof
just
you're
a
going to keep then?
Correct. The
Okay.
pet roof we're going to keep. We're not going to put an awning where the retail space available sign is.
Okay.
We're just going to, leave it with the pent roof and no awning.
Okay.
And so our application is for the new sign and for a couple of color changes in the lanterns and
Gotcha.
putting the light up there.
Okay,
Yes,
all right. So why don't we look at the sign?
sure.
Thank you.
So this is what's in your packet, right here. And we are working with Bryn Mawr Sign, or the Bryn Mawr Sign Company. And these were a few of what we started with. And Stephanie's been working on our logo. As you know, logos take a while to finalize all the details, find out how much goes into picking out a logo. And the size of the sign is, we only have so much room. So we can't go above 18 inches or we'll be up into the pent roof. So we're limited by that. Right now, it's pretty much going to be the exact same size as the Larman photo sign.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit smaller. But we have about 18 inches as max height we can go anyway for the sign itself, which keeps our lettering to about 10 and a half, 11 inches max. And the length of the sign is 180 inches. So we are a little under what the Larman photo is there. We started out
What's the
with...
height of the Larman letters?
The Larman letters are, I didn't measure them exactly, but their sign is about 16 inches in height. So looking at that, I'm
It looks like it'll
thinking
be
about-
larger. Doesn't it look like it's a little larger than yours, or no?
Their signs look about the same as what I think ours
Okay.
would be, because looking at the 16 inches there, probably have 2 to 3 inches on top and bottom. So we're looking about a 10 to 11 inch height, so about the same size lettering, just a little different style. And we started with the green, and that's what's proposed in here. But Stephanie was working on her logo with the company today. This is what she was working with, to kind of figure out the logo. The person
So that's a
who-
first draft. It's not finalized yet, but that's, I think, close to where we're going to end up for a logo.
Yep,
I like that.
I like that, too.
It's pretty. The person with whom she was working suggested, "What about red?" And so we decided to throw a little twist in it here. This is the one she proposed, and here it is on the sign. And you know what?
I can show you with the green. She did both with the green, but when she put the red on there, I just really thought the red popped nicely.
Which red is, it's not a brownish red, because I'm just getting over that Larman brown.
Actually, it's a
not.
Tuscan red.
Like a burgundy.
Okay,
It's like a
Tuscan red,
Tuscan
good,
red, and it
burgundy.
looks a lot like the Anthony Wayne red.
Oh.
So
Tuscan.
Right.
here, I'll pass these out. And the red actually really looks nice.
I think
with
that might
the
pop.
brick. It did, it did. The green looked nice too, because you've got the green details on the top of the building
building.
itself, and you've got the
Thank
green
you.
awnings.
Look at that.
But
I
then
like
you
the red.
realize, when you see the red, and it kind of sets it out from all the awnings. And it complements the Anthony Wayne lettering itself too, which is nice.
I like that.
Okay, I like the red.
I do too. So it was
choice.
Stephanie's first choice, so we were hoping, even though we were springing it on you last minute.
You know,
we
also,
could-
it doesn't look like that awning is part of you. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yes.
It makes you separate from that. This is going to look really nice.
It is, absolutely.
I think we can certainly give them some leeway. If you're still working on the logo, I think you probably got it pretty close to where you want to be, so we would just ask that when you do get your final copy, make sure the township gets a copy of it.
Yes, definitely.
And we'll add this to the submission
Yes.
and any other changes that you have,
Okay,
okay, just so that their file is up to date.
Sure.
All right,
great, thank you.
okay.
So if I were going to make a motion, which maybe someone else could make a motion, I would give Stephanie the leeway to do any of the signs that she's presented this evening, and either color option.
right,
that
exactly.
We can just be, they all would pass my design review, and we can just be surprised when we go for olive oil. I mean, that would be my feeling. I'm just asking what the rest
I
of the
agree
board.
with that.
Right.
Would you be comfortable with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
I would say letter size,
Well,
you're
you
going to be
can't
limited
get too
anyway,
big,
so,
yeah. Oh, that's good. I like that.
yeah, okay.
Those are nice.
We are really limited by
So-
letter size.
Yeah,
You're
We
right.
it's not
really
like they
can't
can
go
grow
above
any
10 and a
bigger.
half,
So
11
we'll just
inches max.
maybe a blank statement, we'll just say 11-inch max, just,
Okay,
so,
sure.
okay. How are you going to attach the sign?
We're fastening, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I have an email here today that I'll submit to you. I had originally wrote some information on my drawing about how it'll be attached, and then I went back to the sign company and talked to Bages about the material, because I got a structural background, so
Right.
I want the sign to stay up.
Yeah, okay.
And they have a metal channel, kind of, or a angle that'll go around the perimeter of the sign, and that will use masonry anchors to attach it to the brick. I confirmed with Bages today that that was their appropriate way of fastening their signs to the front of the building as well. And so this email is just talking, this is a documentation from the company, the sign company, of how they propose to attach it, and then I talked to Bages today about it. So it's
So you're
masonry
saying
anchors.
they're going to go right through the sign into the brick?
It's attached in the back of the sign.
Right.
There's an angle, and the
right,
angle's
okay.
fabricated to the back of the sign,
Right.
and then the angle then gets fastened with masonry anchors to the brick.
Okay, as long as we
facade.
don't see the fasteners. That's the
Correct, you
bottom
will
line.
not see the
Yeah,
fasteners.
okay.
They're
All
hidden
right,
behind.
That's it. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
All right, you got
You know,
it.
the only exclusion is the fasteners are a structural element of the sign.
Correct.
And they're part of the sign, but not, we don't want to see screw heads and bolt heads and things like that that are
Correct. You're right, they're going to be behind the sign.
insignificant. But if they're part of a structural element of the sign,
Well, we know what they are
Then-
now, so we're good.
Right.
Right. I think that the idea based on this is that it's a piece of angle iron attached to the sign along the top, bottom, sides, and the angle iron is then with masonry screws and washers attached to it. So you can get to all sides as long as the angle's flipped outwards, so you can attach it from the perimeter all the way around.
Okay. And how about the material itself?
The material is, I think it's a, is it, I mean, I have it on here.
It's like
High-
HUD,
Yeah,
high urethane.
wait,
HDU.
high-density urethane, HDU.
With, I guess, a vinyl applied,
I'm sorry?
a vinyl applied
To
lettering?
the outside,
Okay.
yes.
The lettering's routed in.
Oh, it's routed in?
Oh, okay, that I didn't know.
That's better yet.
nice.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
pretty-
made, it's just the updated material made to look like old wooden signs.
Yeah, beautiful,
But
yeah.
Yeah,
they
Dave
don't-
has done a lot of signs. He did our sign this year, and he's done a lot of signs in the neighborhood, in the area that have been approved.
Yeah.
Same material. They look good.
Oh, that's
they
good.
sandblast them, I guess.
No.
It won't be a sandblasted, that's an
it's routed.
option, but it won't be a
No,
sandblasted finish.
To
It'll
get
be
the
a,
incised letters, they sandblast them or route them or something.
right. Yeah, it's made to look just like a wooden sign. It's just the, material that won't fade and rot in the weather.
No, it's good if it's routed and all, it'll look a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When do you plan to open again?
Mid-April.
Good.
Again, 20% of your allowable window signage.
Is it 20, it's 20
It's
in
20,
main
yeah,
businesses? Okay.
yeah. You're allowed up to 20%.
For the
For the lettering around.
Yeah, I
In your
noticed
window.
that on your plan
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yes, I wanted to show that we wanted to put something in there.
Okay.
So 20% is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
Do you have a
Yeah, you-
copy of that? Can you put that up? Or- I guess you can see it there.
I don't think you've even approached it, so.
Just a
Right,
final
it's just some,
application.
you know,
Yep.
small
Fine-
lettering to
those
kind of
fine letters,
advertise
yes.
what Bella Oliva actually is.
Right,
Right.
just to give some more information for anybody who might not know automatically.
Okay. And your address number somewhere on the door?
Yes.
Okay.
On the door.
And the logo will probably be right there with the Bella Oliva.
Okay, gotcha. All right, any other questions, comments, Lisa?
I'm
You're right.
excited.
I know. It's
Tony?
going to be such a nice
You're
addition.
okay?
Go for it.
Brian?
Sounds like it's going to be great.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions for us or comments?
I think we're pretty good.
Okay, so you'll know you'll need to
We
get new
understand.
plans,
Yep,
present your new
we
plans.
understand as soon as the logo is complete, and we pick the sign color to document that and make sure you guys get a copy of that.
Right, okay. All right, good.
Understood.
Cindy, other
We need a-
questions or anything? or-
Nope.
No?
We do need a motion, though, before we send the ladies off. Does anybody else want to make a motion? Because Lisa's going to think that I dominate these motions. I'm usually not very good at them.
Lisa's going to do them all next time, so,
Okay, as long as we
I'm
take care-
learning.
I recommend that Cindy make the motion.
yeah.
All right. In the matter of DRB 2013-13, Bella Oliva at 113 Lancaster Avenue in Wayne, I move that we accept the proposal as shown, with the presenter having flexibility in terms of the color, stick to the colors proposed. You can do red or green on your sign. Yeah, the signs, you have that flexibility, something you proposed. The lighting is approved as presented. The facade change approved. I move that we approve as presented. The color scheme as presented. Is there anything else?
I think you covered it.
All right.
Okay, do we hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Poor Bill. I know
Thank you.
my motions are.
Lots of luck,
you.
Stephanie. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's such a great idea. Stop giving wine or anything like that for gifts. They just give olive oil. Isn't that a good idea?
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. You know what? I'll just, one last call for Body of Zen. Doesn't look like they're here tonight, so we'll ask Body of Zen to come back in March. And our last.
Must be Vision Works. Poor
Yeah,
thing.
and she came the furthest. Yeah. So our last item on our agenda is DRB 2013-14, the application of Vision Works at 550 East Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for one ground sign. And this is in Planned Business District. And Bill, if I could ask you just real quick, can you just let everybody know exactly what happened here with Vision Works?
Okay, Vision Works applied for an appeal to our zoning hearing board to mount two signs on the building. That motion to the zoning hearing board was approved, with the exception that the total sign area for both the proposed sign and the existing sign cannot exceed 46.5 square feet.
Okay. All right, so this is Leanna, correct?
Correct. Liana Kemmer, representing Vision Works here.
Okay.
And as you have before you, they have, as he said, the exact, I guess I should put this up here so you guys can actually see that, sorry.
Thank you.
This exact sign is what's on the front of the building. They're simply proposing to put the exact same thing on the back or side of the building. Yeah. It's 18-inch high letters. They will be silhouette let. You're looking at a, this I actually have here for you is the existing of the front.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
So what you have there that you're looking at is the existing sign that's on the front of the building. The logo here is going to be lit with white letters. White LEDs are going to be silhouette lit around this, and then the words themselves are going to have a red silhouette lit letter. And if I can explain that a little bit to you more, you guys had somebody earlier trying to explain that to you. This is an example of what the letter's going to look like. And if you have the back here, there's a acrylic face that will basically be put on that. There are LED strip, basically. It's like a line, like no wider than a pen, basically. And they're going to go in there. They're going to be stuck facing in towards the sign itself. They will reflect off the back of the sign onto the wall. They will not illuminate through the letter itself, but will then create a silhouette. It actually turns out very nicely for the lighting.
Like a halo light.
Exactly.
It is similar to what, almost
Yep.
what Bella has up there.
Yeah.
So is this in place? This is in place now, I think, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I
correct,
thought
correct.
so.
Yeah,
I'd
that's the
seen
front of
it.
the building, yeah. So they're just proposing to put one on the side there or the back so people know.
And I
what they're
have the
heading
notes
into.
from when you were here last time,
Mhm.
and I think we allowed the V envisioned to be 20 inches, and then everything else fell.
Correct, yeah, it
You
is
know,
a little-
according,
exactly.
proportionately to that.
Correct.
Yeah, this is in the shopping center. It does sit off of Route 30 quite a ways. That's why we allowed.
It's
Yeah.
another
20 inch.
kind of unique space.
Yeah, it is
Mhm.
very unique, yeah.
We only gave 20 inches really to the V, and the logo, I don't know how big
Correct.
that.
Actually, this one is actually proposed at 18 inches as the whole thing.
Oh, the,
Yeah.
which is 18? The V? Oh, the whole thing is 18, so that's actually
Yeah.
maybe a little smaller.
It's a little
than-
smaller than the front
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Looks exactly like what we approved. and
Yeah,
you already
it's
got a
exactly like
variance
that.
to
It's
get
just
it,
taking the
so-
whole thing. Yes, there is already a variance. Mhm.
And you're saying the front sign is pretty much the same
It's
size?
ex- Yeah, it's exactly the same, except for the V in the front one, like she was saying, is
Okay.
20 inches.
So they're allowed 46 and a half,
Yeah.
according to the zoning board, so,
Yeah, the entire signage does fit within the.
right. Total of two signs, 46 and a half.
How tall is the V in the sign that you're putting on the highway?
I believe it's 18,
So that means the other letters are smaller, because the V is always,
I believe, but let me correct myself on that one. So
I was having trouble seeing it on the, can you see it?
it should be exactly the
18.
same, so
Okay.
it's saying it's 18, so I'm going to trust that.
Mhm.
I can yell at somebody who did the drawings later if not.
We'll,
Well,
we can improve it.
I mean, they're going to be, if you add up both the signs, they're going to be under 46
Yeah, they're
and a
still
half,
within their,
so-
yep.
Correct,
Right.
yeah.
I guess the other question I had, and I think I know the answer, it can't be any higher than 15 feet from grade.
Correct.
So I'm pretty sure it's going to probably be pretty much in line with Vision Works. It's already there, maybe a hair higher, but I
Yeah.
would think it's still going to be under the 15.
It should be, yeah,
Yeah.
we shouldn't have
You
any
wanna make
issues
sure
with that.
we'll make-
We'll
we'll put
double
that in
check
a
on that.
motion to make sure
Absolutely.
it's under the
Yeah.
15.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
There's no other signage on that wall, is there?
No.
Mm-mm.
I'll be
No,
honest with you, you know,
I looked, I don't, what?
I'm kind of surprised that they were granted the signage for that wall, but, you know.
Yeah, but you got it, so we can't
You
do
got
anything
it.
about
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
so-
But, I mean, if you read the ordinance, and it's not really the intent of the ordinance to
Mm-hmm.
put signage, in a position like that, but what's done is done, so we move on.
Okay.
Any other questions for the applicant, or, all right, Brian, you all right?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us, or?
Nope, I'm all good, thanks.
Okay.
I'm on a roll now. DRB 2013-14, Vision Works for the sign on the Lancaster Avenue exposure. I move that we accept the proposal as presented.
Actually, I
Thank
think
you
the
very much for your
exposure-
time.
On the Lancaster, isn't that?
It's not going to be the southern side of the building. Yes, south
Yeah,
side of the
you're
building.
correct.
Isn't that the Lancaster Avenue side?
No.
I think
No,
that's the other.
as you're
I think
looking
that's
at,
the
as
other
you're
side.
looking
If
west.
I'm
standing
driving
here
on
looking west,
30.
this is, you're going up the ramp into the grocery store. The road
Oh,
would be
I'm
behind there.
so
Yeah.
confused. I thought this was, my bad, as they say. I'm sick. I thought it was, it's upside down there. I'm sorry, yeah, that's why I was confused. I thought, why are they letting them put this on the Lancaster Avenue side?
Yeah, no, this is.
Even better.
Other side, yeah,
I
it's a little
that we-
bit
I move that we accept the sign
Right.
on the other side,
That
It's
that
not
works
gonna
and
get-
that
too.
you don't get one on the Lancaster Avenue side.
Is there a pet food store in there? No.
I'm honestly not familiar with the shopping
Yeah.
center
I-
too well, I'm
maybe-
sorry.
I don't know,
It used
Lisa,
to be- I think it was in the same location.
Yeah, I think it was too, yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry, do you want to just
Okay.
run through that motion again?
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay, so we're saying that is the south side.
Yeah, I believe it's
Yeah.
the south side, yes.
All right, in the matter of DRB 2013-14 Vision Works, I move that we accept the proposal as presented for a sign on the south face of the building.
And let's just mention that it has to meet the 15-foot.
And it has to be no
Yeah,
higher
I
than
have a
15
note of
feet.
that, it will be
Okay.
fine, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Do we hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you for your
very
time,
much.
guys.
Drive
Thank you.
safe. I don't know what's happening out there, if we're getting some snow or not, so. You've got a little drive, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, good.
Take care, guys. Have a
Okay,
good
thank
night.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, is there any other business for our board tonight, or do we entertain a motion?
I recommend that the meeting be adjourned.
Thank you.
Okay, I second that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.